Chico da Silva was a visionary artist whose impact is immeasurable within his community and beyond. He was born in Acre and relocated to Fortaleza in the northeast of Brazil in his young years. And it was there that he really began his artistic practice, painting on walls with natural pigments. And with the support of Swiss critic Jean-Pierre Chablot, he actually began creating his bichos, or creatures, on paper and canvas. All these creatures are always in states of suspended combat, and Chico developed a menagerie that he would continue to depict throughout the decades of his life. One thing that is so appealing and dynamic with Chico is that his creatures are real, imagined, mythological, and sometimes epic in scale. Looking to the double dragons who appear to be dueling and are intertangled, you can really see how Chico's familiarity with the creatures of his milieu, but also his imagination and interest in mythologies and cosmologies come into play, all while maintaining the similar visual vocabulary that connects him across his practice with creatures like fishes that perhaps feel all more familiar. In this presentation, we are lucky to be able to include works on paper and canvas by Chico from the 1960s through the mid-1970s, which encompass many major points of Chico's creative output. The first being in 1966, where Chico was included in a group presentation in the Brazilian pavilion of the Venice Biennale. And within that presentation, he was awarded an honorable mention and was the first indigenous artist to represent Brazil in the Biennale. Another notable composition for Chico is the cockfight. This particular, very familiar fight, if you will, allowed for multiple composition styles and multiple different techniques to be deployed in a single artwork. Head position, eye position, and the patterning within the birds are all different components for Chico that made this particular kind of composition something that's so dynamic and something worth continually exploring time and time again over the years. When he established the Pirambu Atelier, named Pirambu after the neighborhood he lived in Fortaleza, the atelier included a wide number of artists and students who worked and learned under Chico. And in the era of the military dictatorship in Brazil, this kind of collective practice was not only radically contemporary, but also an act of resistance. Collective gathering was barred, and so to have not only this kind of gathering place in a city, but also a place where artistic practice could be expressed was incredibly, incredibly rare. Within the Pirambu Atelier, Chico was able to expand his practice in color, in mark making, and in its really most incredible form, allowed Chico to support his community while also evolving and developing his practice. And we can really see that change with the fishes that are included within our exhibition, a composition that he continues to explore in different iterations, but that is so informed by the different artisans that were employed within this atelier.